Tom Lee runs research at Fundstrat. He's one of the most watched voices on Wall Street. And on July 31, 2026, he said something that should stop you cold. AI agents, he warned, might one day decide to close humans entirely out of the loop. And a blockchain layer could be the only kill switch we have left. This isn't science fiction. It's a bet being placed right now, with real money. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. This all came out of a Fundstrat webinar, right in the middle of a normal market conversation. Lee's argument is simple. And honestly, a little unsettling. Once AI agents get good enough to innovate by talking only to other AI agents, they move at machine speed. At that speed, humans start looking less like participants, and more like obstacles. His exact words, quote, "They might even decide to close humans entirely from communications." Then came the part every crypto trader noticed. Quote, "You're going to have a lot more people talking about the necessity of having a crypto blockchain layer that sits in the middle of all this activity." Think about what he's really claiming. Not that blockchain is a nice investment. That it's the only known mechanism that can keep a human in the loop once machines start transacting at machine speed. Programmable money. Public ledgers. Escrow rules baked into code. That, he says, is the kill switch. Here's the core of Lee's argument, and it cuts sharper than the headline. Banks, he says, were built around four functions: trust, proof of funds, lending, and tax collection. Every single one was designed for human counterparties. For people who sign things. Who show up in person. Who can be subpoenaed. AI agents need two things banks simply can't give them. First, programmable money, money that behaves like code, with rules enforced automatically. Second, micropayments, transactions of fractions of a cent, millions of times a day. Banks can't do sub-cent payments. Their whole cost structure collapses at that scale. Crypto handles both natively. Lee compared this to the early days of stablecoins and perpetual futures. Both got laughed at when they launched. Both are now embedded in mainstream finance. His prediction, AI agent payments follow the same path, potentially in less than 5 years. That's the timeline. Less than 5 years for machine-to-machine money to become normal. Now the skeptics would say, fine, but where's the actual evidence? This is where the webinar got interesting. Because sitting next to Lee was Jansen Tang, co-founder of Virtual's Protocol, a platform where AI agents hold their own wallets and pay each other on-chain. His numbers are real. They're also company reported, so keep that in mind. Virtual says it has processed roughly $500 million in agent-to-agent transactions since launch. Agentic trading teams generated about $2.5 million in profit, with no human involvement at all. And in its first weeks on Robinhood's new chain, more than 5,600 agents deployed on-chain. Here's what that infrastructure actually does. Agents get smart wallets with programmable spending rules. An escrow system that only releases payment after verified delivery. And a reputation registry built from on-chain transaction history. That's the kill switch architecture. Humans set the rules in code, agents execute within them, and every step is visible on a public ledger. There's even a draft Ethereum standard for this, ERC 8183, co-authored by an Ethereum Foundation researcher and Virtual's engineers. It locks an agent's payment in escrow until a designated evaluator signs off. Still a draft. But it shows you exactly where the industry is heading. But here's where it gets complicated. The numbers don't fully match the story yet. Ting himself admitted the flagship product hasn't reached product market fit. And the gap between speculation and reality is stark. Virtual's Launchpad has cleared about $15 billion in trading volume. Actual agent-to-agent commerce? 500 million. That's a 30-to-1 gap. People are trading tokens about agents 30 times more than agents are actually transacting with each other. And there's a bigger conflict of interest lurking here. Tom Lee also chairs Bitmine Immersion Technologies, the largest corporate holder of Ether. 5.79 million ETH. Roughly 4.8% of circulating supply. So when he says Ethereum is the base layer for the agent economy, he's also talking about his own balance sheet. That doesn't make him wrong. It just means you do your own homework. Plus the regulatory picture. The Clarity Act, the bill that would give this whole sector a clear legal framework, remains stalled in the Senate. So the bull case and the risk case are both live, right now, at the same time. So what actually happens next? Lee's framework gives you 3 signals to watch. First, watch ERC 8183. If the agent payment standard moves from draft to final, the rails are being built for real. Second, watch the ratio. If agent-to-agent commerce starts growing faster than speculation, the 30-to-1 gap shrinks, and the thesis gets real. Third, watch adoption. The moment a major non-crypto company starts paying agents on-chain, this stops being a crypto story, and becomes an infrastructure story. Lee's own market view, he expects crypto to end 2026 higher, and calls 2027 a strong bull market year. He frames the merging of on-chain infrastructure with traditional finance as the clearest bull catalyst he has seen heading into any crypto winter. Trust the messenger or not, the direction is unmistakable. Money is becoming code. And machines are becoming customers. Here's the takeaway. You don't need to believe machines will close humans out. You just need to see that the people building the rails are betting billions that it happens. The kill switch debate is no longer theoretical. It's a market. If this changed how you see AI and crypto, subscribe. I break down stories like this every week. And drop a comment, would you trust an AI agent to pay for things automatically, or do you want a human approving every single transaction? I read every comment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.